Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It is 8 a.m. here on the United States East Coast, and prices of BTC currently are ticking at 10,864, guys. If you are here and you're watching this right now on YouTube, congrats. You've made it to the 10,000 level when everyone in the last 2018 bear market said Bitcoin was dead. And if you were an avid fan like we were in the Cryptosomniac community of crypto, of Bitcoin, you knew that that simply wasn't going to be true. And at some point, Bitcoin was going to rise back from the dead, and come back even stronger and more powerful. And it did, guys. You know, everything that essentially happened in the bear market right here, um, almost half of this downtrend movement got wiped out in less than 5 months. Okay, in 5 months we essentially went from about 4,100 to 10,000. In technically 6 or 7 months we went from 3,100 to 10,000, 10,800. I mean, almost a more than a multiplier of 3 in terms of the price we got. And that's the thing about understanding markets like this, guys, is it's such a unique asset class that it's really hard to gauge the valuation of it, because no one truly knows how to value it. It's really just seen as sort of a parallel financial system. It's seen as something like a collectible for rich people that's potentially a hedge. It's seen as virtual currency. It's seen as a store of value. It's seen as all different kinds of things. Everybody has a different purpose for it. And I think that's what's so great about something like Bitcoin, because it truly sort of makes you want to think creatively, because it wants to push the boundaries of the status quo. Okay, Bitcoin is truly a unique asset class, and I think people are starting to see that. But let me sort of dial back a little bit and explain exactly what's happening in the market, and why I'm going to explain how retail has little to do with this price movement. Okay, when we had this big sell-off right here, okay, a lot of retail was essentially trapped in this area right here, this parabolic move. A lot of them were definitely trapped buying here, buying all through this region right here as prices were going down, and then eventually as prices sort of went down lower and lower, and they kept selling. Right, retailers kept selling, and I think at the bottom of this range right here, the 6 to 8,000 was where all the accumulation was slowly happening in smart money. Okay, and then once we had this final nail in the coffin of capitulation right here, all the way down to 3.1k, all the retailers who had hope, thinking that BTC was going to explode from here on the way up, they capitulated and sold all into smart money hands right here. This is all buying of smart money right there. Okay, now I had stated that we need another leg down of capitulation, but if this was truly capitulation, I mean, I'm totally fine by that. The fact that we've gone all the way to 10,925 right now clearly speaks volumes of the fact that this is really not retailer money. Okay, retailer money does not push markets up so significantly like this. Only smart money can. Just like probably smart money or whales did back here in the 2017 bull market. All right, now you're probably wondering, okay, well, why is this big parabolic move happening now just randomly? Guys, that's exactly how smart money operates. They operate when they want to, when no, when anyone just least expects it. Okay, the rest of the retail world is just starting to see that Bitcoin is starting to take off, is starting to rise back from the dead. It's now broken 10,000. And I bet you there's a lot of people still waiting on the sidelines who are waiting to get back in, because they're waiting for that, big pullback. And listen, I've stated before too that historically, I've seen, big rallies from markets that have capitulated like this and then come back down, 61.8%, 70% to find that retrace and then bounce back up and rally again. All right. But that doesn't mean that I'm trading like that. Okay. I'm not just sitting on the sidelines waiting and praying every single day. Oh no, I missed this rally. Wait for it to come back. No, folks. In my community, you can see that I've been trading, all through the 2017 bull market, all through the 2018 bear market, and even now. Okay, I've been taking profit consistently. Yesterday, I closed out these trades in BTC, and I closed out Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bcash, and I closed half my position out in EOS. All right, all this was profit. Yeah, maybe I didn't sell a top on BTC, and because I don't even know where the top is, honestly. And I guarantee you, folks, no one really does in parabolic moves like this. It's almost impossible to gauge. We have a certain idea of where prices could go up to based on previous resistance, and I can show you that in a little bit because I've mentioned that in charts before, right? I stated just in the past week multiple times. I said, you can even go check out my video from yesterday. I stated that if we start closing above 9,600 on the daily, and let me show you guys right there, okay? If we start closing above $9,600 on the daily, which we did right there, 11,700, this marker right here where these closed, okay, way back here in February 2018, that's going to come really easy, guys. It's going to be like a hot knife through butter, just slicing up all this, supposed resistance. Because there really isn't a whole lot of resistance between 9.7 and 11.7, okay? This is also visible on the volume profile right here, okay? Look at the way the bars were going down, all right? Between this region right here, let me pull in more data actually. Okay, look at the way the bars were going down between this area right here. As soon as you get past this region, let me pull that back on the 4 hour. It might be a little bit more visible. Let's see. I want to show you guys this price action movement, okay? Because it's very important for you to see and recognize, all right, what exactly is happening in this market, okay? I'm going to pull this back more and more. And I'm going to make this a 12-hour chart. If you don't know how to use volume profile, guys, come join the community. I'll explain it. It's basically an area of understanding, the supply and demand or interest levels in specific regions. Okay, these can be seen as nodes. Okay, each one represents, the amount of depth there is in terms of open interest, whether it's buying or selling pressure on the way up or on the way down. Okay, so for example, say if tomorrow prices capitulated, the biggest high volume node is right here, right? First stop, okay, between 8,200 and 7,500. Again, this is on the 12-hour time frame. The one beyond that, the highest one is between 6,700 and all the way down to 6,000 flat, essentially. And the biggest one beyond that is between 4,500 and 3,700. Okay, so if we were to look at that, on the way down, those are the high volume nodes that would be big support levels. But if we are looking on the way up, look at how the nodes sort of deplete in size, right? They get smaller and smaller. Okay, this speaks volumes of how Bitcoin is trying to slice through all this stuff that is resistance, because you have to understand resistance as not just a random word. It's really just tied to the supply and demand economics of the asset itself, right? So if we think about supply and demand economics, what does that say about this entire bull run that we had? Let me go to line chart. This bull run that we had in 2017. Well, this means that there was clearly a lot of FOMO. There is more demand than there was supply outlying in the market. Okay, so people are willing to pay a higher and higher price every time while prices kept moving up. All right, because they believed that in the future prices will be higher than where they bought, whether they bought down here, right here, right here, or even right here. The people who bought in this area, and clearly there were definitely buyers in this area, thought that at some point, BTC will be over here in 40,000 or 50,000. They may have been wrong about how soon that's going to come, because they probably thought, oh, from here it's just going to go higher and higher. But really what happened was the prices went the other way. The true, market makers, the true smart money started selling. All right, when they started selling, there was still FOMO in the market for them to sell into. And guys, when smart money sells, they don't just sell exactly at the top, because it's hard for them to get out. They start selling right at the end of a run. So I bet you they started selling, right from the 10,000 region all the way into 20,000, and then even down from 20 all the way down to like 13 or so. And then this was essentially their exit point. Once they exited the market, right, they're just going to wait for the retailers to sell, because again, if there's really no more true demand left, because the true demand is smart money, right, because they are the ones who ultimately push markets up and down anyway. Once they leave the market, what does that leave? It's just retailers and small bots and market makers here and there. That's it. They're just fighting amongst each other. So prices kept going down, creating lower highs and lower highs. And eventually, every time price hit this level, I would say down here, smart money probably picked it back up again, the same asset. And then when prices capitulated, smart money again picked it up. There's a saying in the equity markets that, retailers are nothing but, people who borrow stocks from smart money for a given period of time. And when the smart money wants the stock back, they will buy it back from the retailers at a cheaper price than they sold it to them. Okay, that is literally the definition and the bane of existence of retailers in the financial markets, guys. Because most people don't know how to operate in markets like this. They don't know exactly when to take profit. They don't know when prices are too high. They don't know when prices are too low to buy, right? So this is why you have to think the opposite of the average Joe, okay? When there's, widespread fear in the market, think to yourself that, is this fear warranted, or should I be buying this fear? Because if you buy the fear, the chances are the payoff could be huge, right? But what if you're wrong? Okay, well, what are you risking? And then vice versa. When people are very fearless and they keep buying an asset all the way up to thinking that it's going to go to the moon, really think to yourself that, do these people know what the heck they're talking about? Or is this thing too high and we want to now sell it because there's too many retailers, like your Uber driver or your barber or someone you ran into the grocery store, they're somehow giving you advice on financial markets or what to buy or trade. That's often the point where you want to get out of the market, right? Because those people definitely are the people that retailers are trying to sell into. And so with that being said, right, Bitcoin is slowly now just coming up on the radar, guys, of people's minds now that 10,000 has been broken. No one even gave a shit when prices were down here at 3,100 or 5,000 or 8,000. Now that it's broken 10,000, everyone and their mother has become bullish. But again, I don't think this FOMO is anywhere near high of what we saw in this big bull run. Okay, and I think that's the most fascinating part to me, because what we're truly seeing is a big breakout on prices without the rest of the world noticing. And this is exactly what you want. You want the rest of the world to catch up when prices are at 15 or 20,000, and that's when you're already in healthy profit. And the next wave of retailers, the next wave of media outlets talking up Bitcoin, the next wave of the companies who got left behind trying to buy Bitcoin, or investment funds all over the world, they're going to get in at that point and make that last, push of FOMO into 20,000 or 40,000 or 100,000. All right. Sorry for the long spiel, but I had to explain sort of, how the supply and demand economics work in terms of, retailers versus smart money, where prices can seem, more feared versus, when you should not be fearing prices being high or low. All right. Now, with that being said, let me sort of go to this chart right here, and I want to explain something. Let me see if I can pull up something else. Let's see if Bitfinex is a clean chart. Okay, so I drew this pitchfork the other day, and I was trying to explain that we are within the wide range of 20,000 all the way down to 3.1K. All right. In this wide range, we see that each of these rungs right here are representative of a fib level. Okay, you can see that fib level listed right there. We were just trying to break above the pink and head to the purple, which is the 618 on the way up, right? And you can see that we still have a bit of a ways to go. That current fib level, if we hit it, say on this weekly candle right here, is around 11,700, 11,800, which again, it matches up to this chart right here, right? It's never really a coincidence, guys, when markers like that are visible on different charts and on different time frames. You can see that's basically the top of this area right here, 11,500 or 11,700. Okay. So with that being said, you can see that prices are heading towards that area. Now, people are saying that, there's definitely going to be a huge pullback. I've stated, many a times that pullbacks are necessary for, healthy movement in a market, but that doesn't mean that they're going to happen or they should happen. You have to trade the market as is based on what signals it's giving you, not what you think it's going to do. So, in the 2017, bull market right here, right? Let me sort of show you guys what I was trying to explain, okay? In the 2017 bull market, you can see right here, we have a nice 28% drop right there, right? A pullback, and then a further movement on the way up. And then over here, prices went to a high over there, again, came down for another 38% pullback, and then went further up. And then after that, prices went again from here down another 30% pullback, right? And then further went up higher and higher and higher. And then again, price pulled back right there, 38%. Okay, so I'm going to just show you these again right here, 38, 39% again right there. And this candle right here, prices went from this high to this low right here, 32% pullback. So all through this entire market, okay, so let me show you where I'm going with this. All through this 2016, 2017 bull market right here, every time prices went up, they pulled back 30%, right? Here's what's happened in the current bull market right now. All right, from this high, right, we pulled back a little bit. Prices went only to a low of 10%, right? This pullback right here. This was really more of a consolidation. It wasn't even a pullback. Over here, prices went from this high to this low, 18%. All right, you can see that we're only getting anywhere between 10 and 20% in terms of pullbacks. Nothing significant. All right, and I wouldn't be surprised if prices pull back from here again once we hit this 11,800 for another 18%. Okay, for around $97 to $9,800. All right, that would be close to a $1,500, maybe a $2,000 drop if we go all the way to 12,000 or so, right? So the point is that if you're waiting for this, $3,000 or $4,000 level, guys, chances are it just may not happen. All right. Here's the thing about parabolic moves: it's very hard to predict where they end. It's even harder to predict where they will pull back, right? Like this, retrace, and then bounce back up even further. Okay, so the best you can do is be able to trade the market, have some exposure left in the market, and ride the wave up while you can. And if you have some capital left over, if you haven't sort of, pissed it away in the bear market, you can buy the pullbacks. Okay, I'm not advising you to do any of that. I'm just stating that that's how I would play the market, and that would be a wise way to go about it. Okay, because if you're truly, in belief, in awe of this market just, keeps on trending up, and you followed what I said earlier about supply and demand, not much left in retailers' hands, prices keep moving up in terms of BTC because smart money now controls most of the market, right? If you truly believe that, then you know that BTC might be valued at much higher prices. Okay, smart money can drive this thing up, further than anyone imagined. Okay, and so if you're going to play that, I mean, buying at 11, buying at 9 or 10 whenever it does pull back, that might be something that you might want to consider. Okay, now, I had a lot of comments on Twitter or YouTube, and people talk about how, oh, well, I wonder if he's actually trading the market or, whatnot, or, I don't have too much exposure left in the market because yesterday I mentioned that I sold out these positions right here, took my profit, walked away, and now I'm waiting for better technicals, right? Again, I repeat, I don't care where the price goes. Okay, I'm still going to make money in the market. I have no reason to sort of, FOMO and think that, oh man, I missed out on this boat. Of course, anyone wishes that they would have caught this bull run, right, guys? I mean, the most safe position, if you were to think, like a person who quote unquote has FOMO, doesn't have FOMO, is a person who essentially sold out his life savings, his house and everything, took out a credit, bought at 3,000, and now looks like a genius at 11. Okay, I guarantee you there's probably almost no one in the world who's doing that. All right, every person, is probably thinking right now, why didn't I put more money into the market? Don't think that way, because when you think that way, that's the recipe for disaster. That's where you become like the idiots who bought up here and they sold down here at 60, 70, 80% losses, or they sold at capitulation, only to have the market reverse and take it back towards, again, 10,000 or 11,000. Okay, so stop thinking like people, like retailers. Okay, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but really stop thinking like the average person who doesn't know how to trade markets, who doesn't know how to invest, because it will bite you in the butt sooner or later. Think like someone who thinks like smart money. If I were smart money, what would I be doing in the market? Well, there's very little supply left in retailers' hands. I would want to keep driving the prices even higher. I would also want to take, if I was a trader, right, as an average retailer, I would also want to take profits consistently, because at any point this rally could end and this could come back down. Okay, so there are no guarantees when prices just keep on rocketing up. All right, all you have is the ability to understand when to take profits, when to not get too greedy, and be happy with your positions. Okay, so with that being said, I was very happy to take profit, because profit is profit, folks. I mean, yeah, of course, everyone's going to wish that, oh man, I wish I was 100% in BTC, but that's just not how the world works. That's not how trading works, and that's not how investing works. Okay, so with that being said, I'm not scared or afraid about FOMO. Okay, first of all, it's not even like I'm 0% in the market. I have 16% still invested in LTC, EOS, and I have some medium-term positions in LTC as well as Ethereum. So I still have exposure to the market, so I'm not at all concerned about FOMO. And here's the thing, guys, I have exposure to Bitcoin. Unlike the random crypto Twitter people and other paid groups, let me show you my exposure. Here it is, 310% ROI. This is my full contract right here. Most people will just show you this right here. Okay, I'm showing you this is my options long only account. Okay, I only go long on options, on option calls right here. I have multiple accounts, so don't think that I have positions in each one of these accounts that's profiting off of Bitcoin movement, because guys, I am. And I'm pretty happy with my exposure. I'm not all in, but I have enough to, make me feel like, hey, I'm not completely just hedged against the fact that this is a fool's rally, or I'm in complete, delusion, thinking that, at some point prices are going to go back to 4,000. No, folks, I have exposure. I'm pretty happy with it. So don't think that I don't know how to trade markets, because I do. And chances are that the other people that you're listening to on crypto Twitter or your other paid groups, they're probably not, doing the same amount of analysis, the hard work, and all the open position, the transparency, all the kind of openness that we have in our community. I guarantee you they do not work as hard as us, okay? So again, guys, come join the Cryptosomniac community, or if you're just watching this for free, just at least give us a thumbs up. It helps, boost our ranking in the YouTube algorithm, and helps other people gain visibility to our channel. Okay, so please pay it forward. Even just write us a comment about how we're doing. If you like our analysis, if you have questions, even. Okay, and you can join cryptosomniac.com, hit products right there, and then click get advantage right there. $97 a month. All right, all of that can easily be paid off, in less than 2 weeks of trading. And you can see right here. Here are our reviews. Okay, you can see people. I'll let you guys read these on your own. You can see 40% of my trading capital has been preserved. His trading portfolio is up 20% in US dollar. Okay, even over here, people have been taking profits like we have, and they are happy with it, right? So folks, here's 12 to 13% profit. So guys, we are making strides in our community. So you need to ask yourself, are you making strides in your portfolio? If you're not, it might be time to join a community where you have supportive people from all over the world who like to talk about crypto, who understand technicals, who have been trading for a while. So anyway, I'm gonna stop tooting my horn about the Cryptosomniac community. I stated before, like I said, prices could go up all the way to 11,700 in this area right here. And guys, I'll tell you one thing: if price somehow closes above 12,000 on a weekly chart, and it holds there even in the following weekly, I can guarantee you in the next couple months we'll see 20,000 very easily. Okay, might be even in less than 2 or 3 months, because at the rate this rally is going, I don't see anything really in the way other than this 11.7 block. This area right here, 13.1 to 13.3, that's another point of resistance. But beyond that, all this right here between 13 and 20, this is all gold, guys. This is all just empty sort of skies for Bitcoin price to just fly through. There's really just nothing in the way. Just like I stated, there's really not a whole lot in the way in terms of VPVR, in terms of resistance levels previously between 9.7 and 11.7. All right, so you could see, because once we broke through 9.6, 9.7, we're headed straight to that 11.7 marker. It's not a surprise, guys, right? Again, come join Cryptosomniac if you don't know, how to do technicals. If you have been waiting on the sidelines, didn't know when to get in, didn't know when to get out, didn't know how to profit, didn't know how to put stop losses. Okay. So let me sort of cover some other things in the market that's left. Okay. Here's the monthly chart. All right, on BTC. Look at how beautifully bullish this is, and we still have about 8 days left in the month of June right here. Okay, don't think that this marker right here can't go all the way to 11 or 12 or 13,000. Okay, because it truly can. Bitcoin has almost always surprised everyone by how high it could skyrocket. All right, so with that being said, on the monthly chart, here's the RSI, which I find almost fascinating. All right, this RSI, on the monthly on Bitstamp goes back to 2012. You could see that there's been 1, 2, 3 and 4 points in the history of BTC where prices have gotten into the overbought territory and then sort of come back down, right? BTC currently on the monthly RSI is at 66 points. Guys, we have a long way to go for that overbought territory. And remember this, the halving for BTC is next year in May. Historically, we've seen that near the halving, prices explode out of BTC, okay? So the halving is somewhere around here, all right, May 2020. I stated that around the halving time, I expect price to be between 21,000 and 29,000, okay? At the current rate right now, I mean, I don't see why that's not possible, or even, my final targets over here of the next, high of the bull run around 88,000 or so, okay? My figures might be a little bit more, reasonable than most people who are saying that 100,000 or 200,000, $1 million. Again, I have different calculations of how I went about this, and other people might have different calculations, and that's fine. Whether it's at 800,000 or 200,000, I mean, gains are gains, guys, right? So anyway, with that being said, you now understand that there's a lot of room for growth on the Bitcoin monthly. Even on the weekly, we've just tapped into the overbought RSI. We came back down, pulled back a little bit, and now we're rising up again, okay? And you can see right here, okay, on the RSI, just to ensure that we don't create bearish divergence, if we break past this point right here, this marker, this sort of, eliminates that potential of bearish divergence. And we're very close to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if, we break out of that and go all the way into the higher overbought levels, between this box right here, or I'll just mark it out all the way up to a high of 91, and even, these markers right here, okay, this one right here. All right, so we can go into the weekly overbought RSI into the 84 point level, or all the way to a high of 91. We've also had even higher, movements in the RSI way back here at the 99 point in March 2013. So that's also possible as well. But, you can keep an eye on these markers, all right? So with that being said, what are potential points, for a pullback, right? So you're probably wondering like, okay, well, these prices are going up, but when the heck can I get in? All right, so let me sort of map that out for you, okay? We have broken out of this bull flag that was being created. All right, folks, the chances of you buying way down here around 7,000s may be gone for a little while. I'm not saying that prices can't wick down here at some random point, or just have a brief weekly touch right here and then rock it back up. But in terms of the daily chart, this is really the order block that's left that pushed price higher and higher for the past 4 days. That OB is between 8,900 right here and a high of 9,400 or so. So 89 and 9,400 is really that big order block right here that you could potentially think if prices are going to pull back, they might stop at this level and then move back up. That's a daily chart, okay? On the 4-hour chart, it's right around $9,800 to $9,900 or so. This little area right here, because the way we sort of draw order blocks is we look for consolidation levels, areas of sideways movement before that big push up, right? So we had a sideways movement and then a big push up, because all that really says is there is some sellers trapped right here, and they sold into the buyers, and the buyers just took the prices even higher and higher. Okay, so if prices sell off, right, those same people who sold, or new entrants, they are going to want to buy in the same region right here, because this is essentially where price stopped briefly because there was a good amount of sellers right here, and these sellers could turn back into buyers as well, and buy back what they sold and drive the prices up even higher. Okay. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about? We talked about retailer FOMO, we talked about monthly RSI. Oh, here's something really interesting too. Here's the 3-month quarterly chart. Okay, I don't often look at quarterly charts because BTC doesn't have that much history, but here's the quarterly chart that I find really fascinating, folks. This is the start of a new quarter since March. Okay, this is a beautiful quarter, and it's going to, or actually it started in April, and it's going to end at the beginning of July, right? So if this quarter closes as is, I wouldn't be surprised if prices close even higher. But if it closes as is, guys, this is going to be insane in terms of price action movement. Especially for 1 quarter of movement. That's almost sizable to some of these candles right here, or I guess this one right here, or this one. All right, so if you're still bearish, maybe ask yourself, are you just delusional? Are you waiting for something to show you signs of weakness? What's going on? You have to think to yourself, like, why exactly are you still bearish? Or are you just, trapped in the mindset of 2018 where you just can't fathom the fact that, prices are just rocketing like they did back here in 2017? Because remember, when things look bullish for Bitcoin, guys, they look aggressively bullish. Bitcoin has a history of, surprising all the naysayers. All right. Let's go check out the other charts that look pretty good as well. Areas that you could get into potentially. Here's the Ethereum chart that's starting to break out. Okay, Ether to me is by far one of the best charts in my opinion. This is the daily and the 3-day chart that I'm showing you right now. This is a beautiful candle right here. And this could go as high as $320, which is really the high of this sort of order block right here, this area of, prior sideways movement before sort of, a capitulation to the downside. So obviously we're finding a bit of, thick resistance in this region before we cut through. But guys, once we break out of, say, 325, 330, 395 is going to come real fast. Okay, and then beyond that, all right, I would not be surprised if we go all the way towards 600 or 800, all the way up here in these previous tops. All right, so like I said, 325 to 330, if it breaks out of there, it'll go all the way to 400 or 395 fairly easily. And if it breaks above that, I mean, it's just going to skyrocket. All right, it's going to be like video game numbers, in 2017 bull market. Okay, so I still have some Ethereum exposure. I'm very happy with it. I will, at some point start loading up higher end positions when I feel like it, when I see technicals giving me a sign. I don't expect this market to just go parabolic all the time. There's always some sideways movement, whether it's an hour or 4 hours or a day. I'll get in, guys. Don't be worried that, if I join this group that I'm never going to trade. No, we trade wisely and smart, in a smart manner, not just willy-nilly throwing buy orders here and there just because things are going parabolic. All right, that's why we have such amazing reviews all the way even in the 2018 bull or bear market right here, guys. In September right here, or way back here in July, or all the way into the 2018 depths of the bear market where everyone thought it was dead. We've been doing a fantastic job in this community, and I think that you will be very happy if you do come join. I guarantee it. Okay, come join and ask me for discount. There should be a link at the bottom of this video with a Discord link. All right, let me check out LTC as well. Here is LTC, and LTC has been on a tear as well. you could see that LTC is trying its best to break out of this 140 sort of resistance level, and once it breaks out, it'll probably head up to the top of this channel right here, somewhere around, I don't know, if it goes straight up today, I guess it could be, oh, whoops, moving the channel, shoot, there we go. It could go up to, you know, straight up to 160, or if it moves over the next few days, it could go up to 170 or 175, all right? Now, here's the thing, okay? I'm going to say something bold, and I know people are going to be like, oh, shit, you know, there's no way that LTC is going to go to this price, all right? I'm going to draw a fib extension, all right? So from this top to this bottom that we have, okay? Look at the 2.618 or even the 1.618 extensions. That's between $600 and $1,000. People think that these are going to be ridiculous prices. Oh no, you know, this is never going to go. LTC is never going to go. It's a dead project. You know, Charlie Lee sold all his Litecoin. Guys, when smart money accumulates, you know, they're not just going to accumulate Bitcoin. They're probably going to accumulate some of the higher market cap altcoins too, because they know one thing, which is diversifying their investments, pushing, you know, the new entrants into the crypto markets to want to buy different assets, so they can sell into different assets. They can, you know, rotate money from BTC into Litecoin, into Ethereum or Bcash, whatever, right? The high market cap altcoins that you see, like EOS and Bcash and Ethereum and Litecoin, I think they're going to benefit hugely because they have direct fiat on-ramps on large exchanges like Kraken and Bitstamp and Itbit and Coinbase Pro. So smart money can get into, you know, those exchanges and be able to slowly start selling off assets into retailers' hands as the, you know, coming bull market days start. Okay, so with that being said, you know, Litecoin is definitely on my radar for some big targets in the future. So is Ethereum, so is EOS, so is Bcash. All right, and I'm going to trade this market just like that. All right, I'm going to make sure that I have exposure to those big altcoins. I stated before that the other small, you know, cryptos, the ones that have only direct fiat on-ramps, guys, they are not going to do well, okay? Let me show you exactly why, all right? Here's the, where did the chart go? Oh, there it is. Let me go to the 3-day chart. Here's the, oh man, this is, yeah, I talked about this yesterday and the past few days. Here's that critical support level for the altcoin market cap right here. This includes a majority of, you know, altcoins and their dominance right here. You could see that it's already breaking critical support levels right here, guys. Beyond that, I mean, if things fall further and further, it's going to force people from altcoins, those shit coins that you see on really crappy exchanges, to jump into Bitcoin. And what is that going to do with Bitcoin? It's going to further accelerate that FOMO and further drive up prices, because people can't go anywhere from those altcoins anyway. They have to jump into BTC or maybe even Ethereum, right? I mean, those are really the main sort of pairs: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, what else? Tether, you know, if you want. But people aren't going to want to go into stable coins because the market is taking off. So why would they go into stable coins? So they won't. Well, they're going to go into BTC probably. They're going to go into Ethereum more than likely. Or they're going to go into Litecoin, right? So that's why this altcoin graveyard right here that I'm showing, oh, what the heck just happened? Let's see what happened. The chart just disappeared out of nowhere. Oh, there it is. So they're going to want to jump into BTC or, you know, the other big market cap coins, and this will probably further accelerate this drive of BTC dominance even higher. You can see it's already at 62.63%. If it goes further, guys, this is, you know, coming into the capitulation of altcoins. You better be damn sure that, you know, whatever altcoins you're holding, you know, you have a plan set to get out, all right? Because once it hits this area, you know, it's going to be devastating for altcoins, all right? I think there's going to be a big reckoning, you know, for the altcoin space. there's also a possibility that prices could go here for BTC, or the dominance could go here and then come back here for altcoin season for the next couple of months. That's a pretty high possibility too, okay? The money might flow from BTC while BTC moves sideways or retraces a little bit, flow back into altcoin and cause an alt season. But for now, guys, there's no resistance right here in terms of, you know, BTC dominance heading further. It just wants to keep on going higher and higher. So definitely keep that in mind, you know, when you do question BTC. All right. Let's check out EOS. Okay. Here's the EOS chart right here. On the 4-hour chart, EOS is doing beautifully. I mean, it is chopping through resistance right here very well. I've been looking at the order books quite a bit. It's actually flagging right here, so this is a very positive sign. Once it sort of absorbs all this remaining supply in this area, it's going to move up pretty fast towards, you know, $7.50 and $8, and then maybe even higher towards this previous high of $8.50 or so. Okay, EOS is definitely, you know, something that I consider in my portfolio because I believe that it's a decent project in terms of fundamentals. I like it, but it's an even better project that's very appealing to the average, you know, investor. It's very appealing to, you know, institutions as well because they've clearly bought into the project. All right. There's a lot of VC funds that still have a lot of money tied into EOS. Okay, and you can find out this information by just simply Googling it. So this is why I believe that EOS still has a long way to go. Currently, EOS is traveling in this, you know, channel beautifully. It's been moving in this channel since beginning of, you know, December right here, right? Moving up and down at a nice 45-degree angle. This is really the most healthiest chart that you want to see, guys. Price just traveling in a nice channel, you know, moving up and down beautifully in a tight range. Okay, so what I did was I put a fib extension between the top that we had in 875 and the bottom that we put in right around $6. And that extension, you know, if we take the 2.618 extension, say all the way into August, will take us at $13 or so. Okay, probably a little bit, you know, lower if people become aggressively bullish on Bitcoin and not as bullish on EOS. But at some point, you know, EOS will still have a pull on the market where people are going to want to enter alts, right? That have direct US dollar on-ramps. So say if prices are here, from here, that $13 range is about an 80% move. So that's, you know, sort of what I'm targeting. I have had EOS, you know, at an average of 645, 650 right over here. So I'm, you know, sitting well above 10% profit right now, even with the profit that I already took yesterday. Okay, so guys, you know, take a look at these coins if you're considering them. I'm not advising you to buy or sell. I'm just saying that this is what I'm doing. All right. Let's see what else is left. Let's see XRP, how it's doing versus the US dollar. I'll just take the Kraken chart right now. It looks like XRP is doing decent too in terms of the US dollar. It doesn't really have as much, you know, pull in terms of US dollar pairing as it does the BTC pairing, but it's getting there. And XRP, guys, is looking to break out of this area too. Okay, the 0.46 marker. All right, it looks like it's already been creating sort of a bull pennant or maybe this ascending triangle like this. All right. If you look at this ascending triangle, you know, if you want to buy in this tightening range, once it breaks out of here, the next marker for XRP is probably this, you know, 57, 58 area. All right. So right over here. Okay. I'm going to mark that out just so, you know, at some point you can look back on this video and see if that came true. But I think a lot of these alts, guys, are going to really surprise people, you know, in how high they move over the coming months or maybe the coming year or two. Okay. I think also, you know, contrarily, I also think that the alts that are shit coins are also going to surprise people out at how low they will go, whether it's BTC pricing or it's US dollar pricing. And remember, folks, the alts that are already sitting at critical levels, right? So like I saw Nano the other day, I think. You know, Nano has just plummeted. Okay, as you can see, there's really nothing left in terms of support. I guess there's like this very critical wick right here around 1200, but it's already, you know, falling apart. Most of the altcoins look like this. They have lost significant Satoshi value. There is rarely any altcoins that are holding up their price in terms of Satoshi value, because for the most part, BTC is the most sought after asset right now. It's not, you know, your shitcoin. I'm not saying Nano is a shitcoin, by the way. I'm just saying that it's not any random, you know, altcoin that people are buying into. It's reputable projects that people are now seeing that, okay, well, if something like BTC is taking off and these, you know, garbage coins are not, in terms of BTC value, maybe I need to get into BTC. So when they sell into BTC, well, what does that do? That pushes the Satoshi value of that altcoin down, and that further brings, you know, my theory of the others dominance chart that I showed you earlier into free fall or capitulation, and that forces then the BTC dominance even higher, right? A lot of charts look like this, guys. You know, even Stellar, which is a project that I really like, but again, I like it because it also has a US dollar pairing. Okay, you could see basically free fall. I'd stated way back here, guys, once this area broke, I stated that I don't see anything in the way till this red marker. And then once this broke, I said I don't see anything in the way all the way down here. You will be surprised with crypto altcoin projects at how low they can go, as much as you will be surprised at how high BTC can go. Okay, it's going to be a very sort of fascinating, you know, picture of how these two areas of crypto space contradict each other, you know. And I think this is really what will allow smart money to force the remaining Bitcoin that's sitting in retailer hands to jump into Bitcoin. Okay, you know, they're going to force people to get out of these shitcoins, sell their BTC, sell their shitcoin into BTC, right? Make a lot of these projects. I'm not talking about XLM, by the way. I'm saying other shitcoin. They will force them to go into capitulation, sell into BTC, because once these projects have no BTC, right, what the heck are they going to do? They're basically not going to have any money, because a lot of these projects did not have proper treasury management. They just pissed away all their money in, you know, the 2017 or 2018 bull markets. They didn't work on R&D. They didn't work on a proper use case. They didn't work on marketing. So they're just going to go into capitulation and bankruptcies, and a lot of people are going to be unhappy. So folks, I'm telling you right now, you still have a wise choice to get into, you know, good projects. Okay, if you're still sitting with your bags, it may not be too late. All right. With that being said, I think I'm gonna wrap it up with one final thing. All right, here's the let me make this go away and be only visible on the weekly and the monthly. Okay, here's the thing about the price action that you're seeing right now. Okay, this sideways movement that you've seen in this box right here, all right, this consolidation that we had previously, all right, this is analogous to this movement right here, this big chop that we had. Okay, after this we had a slight movement on the way up, right? So something like this. Let me draw this properly so you know you can see. Okay, this movement right here, and then we consolidated sideways again just a little bit for a couple days right there. Okay, and then we had another big leg up like this. All right, now let's get to where we are. Here's the fractal that's visible. Okay, here's that sideways chop, right? This gold box represents this gold box. Okay, then you had a breakout outside of here, right? So this now represents this area right here. You had a sideways movement right here. You had a sideways movement right here. And now we're in this final leg right here, I would say, for this big movement right here, okay? Right around that 11,000, 12,000 marker, okay? I'm gonna mark this out right here. And then we might have some more consolidation in this region, okay? Anywhere between 10,000 and 12,000, I would say. It's probably going to be something like this, you know, anywhere between 10 or 11,000, and then maybe all the way to 13,000 even, right? There's going to be consolidation right here. So we can even do something like this, right? I'm gonna do this, grab this, throw this over here, and let's see if this sort of comes true, because this is truly, you know, another way smart money likes to push prices, guys. They have checks, all right? What they do is they will seek out areas where there's, you know, potential resistance, potential, you know, gaps in liquidity, and they will absorb it, push prices higher, you know, be able to create some support levels sideways, absorb the rest of the supply, push prices higher, consolidate for a long time, make people think that, oh, this is the end of the run, and, you know, get prices to dump a little bit, make them look scary, absorb the rest of the remaining supply, push prices higher, move sideways, get another check-in, boom, move prices higher, you know, again, and move sideways for a long while, make people think that, oh, this is the end of the bull run, and then push prices higher again. All right, so I hope this sort of helped you understand where, you know, I potentially see prices going. I've given you the bigger picture as well on BTC. Where did it go? I think it's over here. This is my chart right here. This is the big sort of BTC chart that I have on the weekly time frame right here, okay? You can see right here, I've stated that, you know, we are cutting through this area like a hot knife through butter, going all the way to that, you know, 11,600, 11,800 marker right here, because there's really not a whole lot of resistance left here, all right? Let me see how that looks on the VPVR on the weekly, actually. Oh, here it is. Yeah, look at the you know, remaining interest in this area, guys. You can see right here that there's very little interest in this region, in this block right there, okay? And then beyond that, right, the next big resistance levels are, like I stated earlier, 13,000 or so. You can see the height on the VPVR in this area right here. And then after that, really nothing left until even 20,000. And even 20,000, there's really not a whole lot of sellers left up here, guys. The real sellers were probably in this big region right here. So all this is just easy movement for smart money. It's just straight up. You know, they have so much money, they've bought in so much. The order books are already looking thin. The air looks thin up here, right? They have just basically, you know, drained all the retailers with all the BTC that they had, and now it's just easy movement all the way up through here. All right. So anyway, with that being said, I will be looking for positions to get into through the day, through the weekend. You know, whenever there's consolidations, I will be looking for scalps. I will be looking for positions of entry. And all this will be available in the Cryptosomniac Advantage community only. All these channels that you see with the locks is where all the magic happens, all right? This is where, you know, the Cryptosomniac Advantage members see all the benefits of what they pay. And guys, they see a lot of benefits, okay? Clearly, all these reviews are not just me, you know, paying people to write me reviews. These are people who are happy with their community. You know, we have close to 100 paying members because they love what we do. They have seen the benefits. It's not just, you know, randomly buying here and there or buying shitcoin projects. It's consistently learning how to be a trader. Because remember, guys, at some point, you know, crypto markets aren't going to be as volatile. They may, you know, at some point be heavily regulated. You may want to get into other asset classes like Forex or the equity markets or commodities, and you may want to learn the technicals to do so. And I even offer that as a course for only 10 bucks right here. Okay, you can start the course just for $10. It's like 8 hours of work I put in, you know, just for 10 bucks. So you can watch that course and learn this on your own. Okay, learn why prices move the way they do. Learn about supply and demand economics. Learn how, you know, smart money differs from retailer thinking. okay? You can learn about why parabolic movements, move the way they do, why it's really hard to call the tops or the bottoms. You can learn about how the RSI works. You can learn about how different indicators work. You can learn about all kinds of cool stuff, guys. Point is, you can learn, okay? Always be willing to learn. Always be willing to educate yourself and, seek out the truth in a market. Call out those people on crypto Twitter or the other paid groups who are not, giving you enough knowledge, are not sharing with you their experiences, or not showing you, the visibility like I do. Look, right here. I've been showing you this for months now. I've been showing you my visibility in my Cryptosomniac community for months. It's not just me throwing up random numbers of gains or, losses. It's me showing you that, hey, I too go through losses as well, right? Even back here, I was at a loss in fetch for a negative 11%, but luckily I got out, right? So we do have our own losses, guys. And, the thing is, we keep our losses small and we keep our winners big, all right? Right there. It's all right in front of you, okay? That's it, folks. Kudos to BTC for ripping through 10,000 like it was nothing, heading towards 12,000. I will be waiting and buying patiently. Like I said, I still do have exposure in the markets. I have medium-term positions in Litecoin, Ethereum, EOS, and even BTC. So that being said, that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Please do give us a shout out, folks. Please do give us a thumbs up or a comment. It does take a lot of time and energy to do these. You can see that I've been doing these videos every single day for months. So it does take a lot of effort. Thank you so much, guys. Take care and cheers.